Greetings, Earthlings! My name is Zero Jake, and welcome back to Space Engineers. So, last episode we well, in the past few episodes rather, we've been creating these smaller ships here to help with our construction efforts. We've got this shield and construction drone here. This basically is to repair things. It attaches via connector to another ship, and then it has a beacon on it that says, hey, Nanite Factories, this thing needs repairs. That's basically what it does, and it also provides some shields. Meanwhile, this other cousin that looks very similar but has a lump on the back is the construction drone. This is repair, by the way. Repair drone, construction drone. The construction drone has the construction and projection beacons on it so that it can allow the Nanite Factories to build projected blocks, and it also has a projector in order to do that. So this thing is building capital ships, whereas this thing is repairing them. This thing will build smaller ships like the attack drone and things like that. And then we've got a connector ship here, which is to help connect between two different capital ships so that they don't, kill each other upon close contact. Now, we're going to go over to some larger ships now. Instead of having small utility class ships, we're going to have larger utility class ships. The first of which is going to be a medical ship, or like a live ship, or something like that. Basically what it does is it has multiple med bays, it has crew quarters for people, things like that. Essentially, it's supposed to be where the people of the fleet sleep when they're off duty, because I currently don't have a barracks on any of the other ships. And it'll also be the point where people who join in via multiplayer will spawn in as well. So yeah. The design that I'm thinking of is going to be similar to this, because I like this kind of design. It's like regular, and then it's got tiers of armor plating added onto it. Might do something different for the rear, but yeah, this is kind of the design that I'm going for. And therefore, we're going to replicate it. And we are not going to attach... I guess we can start building the frame and then attach a construction beacon later, or build a connector and a reactor and do all that stuff. Because it just makes it easier rather than having it to stay attached to one of these over here. Actually, no, we'll do it properly. We're going to do it properly. We're going to use the thing that I've got. So we're going to be using the construction ship, just in case I decide to use, projectors to be able to finish this job easier. So let's head over to a safe location, which I'm going to assume is here. Yeah. That should give us enough room, and also because it's attached to a ship, it shouldn't go flying off. Now, we need to start making some measurements on our capital ship. Basically, what I need is the frame that we had to begin with that goes all the way to that wall over there. Basically. So we're going to do measurements. This is a corner block, by the way. So we're going to have from here to down after the bridge section of this ship. Right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So it's 11 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 11 by 9. Yes, that is what I remember. Which the interior would be a 9 by 7. Okay, so we should be within range of the shipyard. Good, we are. And now, we just need to get out here. So this is going to be kind of the bottom section of the ship, this bit. So we're going to extend out from here. We're going to extend out 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we need to go up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe that's correct, just making sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. Then we can continue along this way. And then there we go. So that's essentially the cutaway, or the shape that we're going to be turning into a prism. Noting that a prism, a square-shaped prism is a cuboid. No, a rectangular-shaped prism is a cuboid. even a square-shaped prism is a cuboid, but depending on how long it is, it might be a cube. But you get the point. You get the point. So now that we've got that, considering this is going to be the front end, we're going to do something different because it's the medical ship. We need to start with the next section. So the next section will be going up to here, which is the like cutting away bit of the armor. So basically, where this turret is where I want the where I want a marker to be. So if we go all the way over here, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's easy enough. Maybe I should move it closer, or maybe I shouldn't. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'll go up like this, like that, just to mark where I'm doing things, and then I'll do the rest of them later. Okay, so now that we've got that bit, we then need to go up to the next section, which is when these guys will start going upwards, or rather these guns appear actually. If we do the guns, that'll be more useful. So starting from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's easy enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mark it. And then we need just a bit more to be able to determine where the edge of our ship is. So from the edge, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So on the 10th block, it'll be the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which will be the block before here. Okay. Starting from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. Over here, flying past a bit too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. Right. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to construct a bit more of the frame, and we'll be back in a second. Okay, right, so I've done this. Ooh, interesting. The next step that we need to do is we need to start getting the side layer, so this massive side layer on here and here, we need to make that a reality. So, essentially what it is, it's one of these, kind of like this kind of direction, and then one of these in, I nearly had it, this kind of direction, and then we continue on with the pattern until we get up to here, in which I will need to do some like configurations of how that's going to work. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Right, let's get over there. And as you can see, I've changed it out for slopes instead of regular blocks because it's going to make my job a hell of a lot easier. So if we cut like this. Because what we'll do is we'll work on the design on one corner and then we will apply it to everywhere else, except for the fact that this is now free floating. Well, that isn't necessary. We can recalculate if need be. So we need this guy who can go here. Just need to add this guy here. Like this, and then we need you like this, and then you can continue on your merry way for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that. And the same on the bottom section as well. And then, I believe, you go for a kind of something like this pattern. I believe that's correct. Let me weld that up so I can actually see what it is. That looks correct. Let's just double check because, you know, measure twice, cut once. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, excellent. And this goes on for 5, and then yeah, so it goes on for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the 5th one is the end. Excellent. This is exactly how it's supposed to happen. except that now it's one layer up, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then here's the end. Okay. Right, so what I'll do is I will... no, we're doing it wrong block. Yes. I'm going to duplicate this design onto every other side and get this all welded, and we'll be back in a second. Okay, there we go. So this is the completed wire frame of the structure, which is kind of nice. And what I'm going to do, in fact, is after I, use the shipyard, note, I'll tell you why there are two different nanite factories later, because that's the interesting thing. I don't want this, I want the construction drone, and I want construct on. So now the construction beacon is on, and the shipyard should do its business, because we are within 300 meters. Okay. As long as we're in 300 meters of the shipyard, then everything will be fine. Ooh, lovely, lovely nanofactories. Remember how long it took me to build the capital ship? Well, guess how long it's going to take me to build a ship of similar size. So, if you've played Stellaris, what they've got is when you're creating ships, you can choose what the nose will be, what the chassis will be, and then what the rear will be. That's basically what I'm going for. So this will be one such chassis, and on the on this live ship / medical frigate, we'll have like a different nose and a different engine section. So basically, it's to keep the same design aesthetics, but make it look different than the capital ship, so it doesn't look like a complete copy. So yeah, this is the completed wireframe. Now the reason why I welded it together is because I want to check for any discrepancies, which there are. I'm afraid. Yes, there are, I think. Are these required? No, they're not. Okay, we can get them. Yeah, I was thinking there was a discrepancy because these guys are here, but they're not. Just need to make sure that the design is functional, and then we should be good to blueprint this thing. Good, we are good to blueprint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to blueprint the thing, which should now be just a random... What would it be, actually? I can't find it. I can't find it. What's wrong with me? Give me a second, because I need to... Is it construction ship? It's probably construction drone, isn't it? Yeah, it's construction drone. Right. Details. Rename. Right, so... Why have I got caps lock on? I have no clue. So this would be... Sol? No. Hull type 1. I'll think of a better name later, and then I need to get you away from here. Thank you. And then I need to get a proper screenshot of this thing. Apologies. So I need F10, and then I need to go to hull hull type 1. Okay, good. And then I want to take screenshot, and then it should take screenshot. Take screenshot. Or not. Details. Close. Refresh. Refresh. No, that's not done it. Come on, people. I want a good screenshot, please. Never mind. I'll do it later. But anyway, we've got the design of this thing, and what that should allow us to do is, once I get rid of this, we can then, probably before I do things, this guy has been renamed, because of course he has. Of course he got renamed. Of course he did. Of course. Right, I need to disable construction, and then I can go to projector, and then blueprints, and then I can go get the hull type 1. And as you can see, we have the hull. And then what I can do is I can remote control the thing, go to construction drone, go to remote control, and I can go over here. I can flip it around, that's the correct area I want it in, and then we can move it this way, we can move it this way, and then move it this way. Okay? And so what I can do is I can rebuild this thing from scratch, which is essentially what I want to do. So basically, we build the thing, we tear it apart, and then we can build it an infinite number of times. This will help for when I build additional ships. So I will get rid of this, rebuild it, and we'll be back in a second. Okay, we are back. So, you may be wondering what I'm doing in the shipyard. By the way, this is in the shipyard. There are the nano factories, there's everything. It's very cramped in here. But the reason why I'm over here is because we're going to be adding a few more nano factories. Now, these specific ones that I'm adding are going to be primarily projector ones. So they're going to be building projected blocks. That's kind of it. That's all they're doing. That's it. That's all to be said on the matter. So, what we're going to do is, to begin with, we're going to need some speed upgrades, just to make this thing run at some speed. And then we also need some projection upgrades. Projection upgrades. And then on these, we're also going to have additional speed upgrades. Basically, the reason why this thing is having more speed upgrades than everything else, I usually put 2 speed upgrades on each nano factory, is because the construction upgrades are reliant on the the construction nanites are dependent on the projection nanites when they're building things, because they can only build up to the speed at which projected blocks are being placed. And having projected blocks being placed faster means that it's, much easier to build things. So when building massive ships like the medical ship that we're building now, it is completely reliant on these systems. And also, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the shipyard, go to Nanite, and then we have some new control factories here. Ignore these for now. I should probably hide them from view, in fact. And then I need to hide all of you from view so that I don't, go mad. And so these factories are also going to have exempt, because they're going to be consuming items. Now the reason why the others that you saw just now weren't exempt is because they don't. They are the other factories that I created, which are going to be down here, past here, basically on the other side of this stupid facility. Noting that this facility is hard to navigate. So over here we have our deconstruction nano factories, and what these will do is these are basically there to clean items up, and they are there to deconstruct buildings. That's it. They tear things down, that's all they do, and they also pick up all of the junk that's in the field. Now, the reason why I've assigned these guys to clean up as well is because they don't have exempt on them, and when I have items floating around the space near the shipyard, these guys will pick them up, and because they're not exempt in the sorting system, they will instantly go back into cargo instead of remaining in the nano factories. So that's an improvement. Last thing I actually need to do, noting that I can't fly through the nano factories, otherwise I die, just so you know, I need to change the nano... No, that's the wrong one. Change the nano factories. These guys, you need to go to nanite factories, project, save, and then off in terminal. So what we can do here is we can disable projection construction. As you can see, I've also disabled everything else. In deconstruction, we've got cleanup and deconstruction, and then in projection, we have just projection. And also, I'll probably leave construction because they're not as good at construction as the rest of them. So let's head back outside, and what should have happened is everything that I said will happen by the time I come back will have happened, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So we need to go through here, go down here, deactivate gravity, and fly this way. If we fly out here, we should see that this guy is still not under construction. Why not? Why, sir, are you not under construction? Oh, you are. Okay. I guess that makes some sense. Alternatively. Yes, I don't know why it's taking so long for the projection stuff to work. I'll move the ship closer, actually. Move the ship closer. I don't know how stable using projectors is on a moving ship. I'll move over here. I'll move over here so it's closer. That should do it. That should do the business. Okay. Now we have a problem. Why are you building that? In that orientation. Why are you building in that orientation? Ah, I know. Give me a second. We need to go over to construction drone, disable construct, off, go to projector and remove. So there was a problem when I set up the projector. Some of you may noticed, some of you didn't. That would be that the rotation was wrong. Completely. Just, it was wrong. So we need to go back into construction drone, we need to go to projector, we just go to blueprints, get hull type 1, click OK, and that looks fine, yes? But the problem is, these guys are actually switched by 90 degrees, 180 degrees rather. So what we need to do is we need to go to construction drone, we need to go to remote control, we need to go to control. I'm actually going to move this way so that I can see better. Actually, I need to move out. I actually need to move out in order to see better. Go to construction drone, go to remote control. And then we need to make sure that this thing is not rotated whatsoever. Which is annoying. Though I guess I can switch it like this. Then we can go over here, we can move this thing along, and then we can move this thing up. And technically, that should be fine. Right? Should be fine. If not, then, you know, I'll just weld to place all of these things again, and the construction stuff will do its thing. Yeah. There are still some issues with projectors, which is why I do not tend to use them. But here I am willing to get it done so that I can build ships quicker. So now that that's operational, we should have nanofactories build this thing. And there we go. So this thing should behave. Or not, it seems. Right. I'll sort out what the hell is going on with this. But yeah. We'll continue with building the new capital ships. Or at least making the process of building new ships easier. In the next episode. Until then, my name has been Zero Jake. End transmission.